Welcome to Moon Harbor Heroes. Today's issue is Faces issue 32. Just skip to the good part. On the cover, Lighthammer faces off against Pathogen atop a fallen I-beam in an absolutely wrecked warehouse. Behind them, Allie stands on a ladder placed on a raised forklift. In the right-hand corner, we see a black and white sticker reading, "This issue does not comply with OSHA regulations." We turn the page and our story begins. Lighthammer, like a hardware nut falls on your head. What do?
I think I'm just gonna react. I think I'm just gonna attack at it.
Oh my god.
I swing my hammer and just like send a blast of sound energy in the direction it came from. So I think I'm blasting a blast of sound energy directly at Allie.
So you're shooting it like up in the air?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have you directly engage the threat.
That's a fail. That's a 6.
Excellent. Yeah, we see you do this sound wave, and it misses Allie, and then we see you back up and step on this super tiny hardware nut.
Do I like slip and fall and like hit the shelf?
No, I think you see this, and this is more of just it's just this tiny stupid thing, and you freaked out.
I want to look down at it and like pick it up in my hands and like turn the camera so it's doing the selfie mode. As we remember, the selfie mode on Lighthammer's helmet, because the camera's too close, does not actually take a selfie. It like scans my face and like sends a scan of my face. So it's like a computer animated selfie kind of thing. But we like turn it to selfie mode so the audience can see my face. And I'm like, always be careful with your hardware. Don't want anyone getting hurt, you know, safety first. And then I drop the nut and keep moving.
Yeah, and I think we also see like you have like the viewer count show up in one of the on like the screen that you see.
Oh yeah. Oh, viewer count and like comments are there.
Yeah, we see the viewer count go down a bit, and there's comments as being like, did he just get scared by that?
I turn the camera back out because I'm not going to respond to trolls.
Am I correct in assuming this racket has alerted?
Yeah. Yeah, since you were above, you can see Pathogen has stopped with what he's doing and is looking like in the direction the sound blast went, because it definitely picked up in his peripheral vision.
Okay, I'll just speak at full volume at this point. They'll be like, oh my god, he's right down there, and point. Like, overreact much? And I want to charge my burn.
Go for it.
So I realize without burn, I have no.
Yeah, what does it look like when you charge your burn?
I think it's, for her, it's just that, like, white overtaking her eyes. Like when she was doing just the projection stuff.
Okay. Yeah, I'd forgotten to ask last time.
Ooh. Apparently this is a character that can roll well. It's nice to have one of those.
Cool. And are you trying to provoke Lighthammer there?
Yeah, I think I am.
Roll to provoke.
Is that superior?
Yep.
That's a 7.
Yep. So choose one. Care to the stick.
That's a stick.
So Lighthammer, if you don't do it, mark a condition.
Perfect. When she said he's right over there, because I saw her now, is he like near a shelf? Like if I were to hypothetically just like knock a couple of these shelves over and do the like classic library bookshelf collapsing thing, could I hit him?
Yeah, he was right by a shelf. From where you are, you can't like see what he's doing at the moment, but like Allie did point in that direction. So yeah, if you want to try that, that could definitely happen.
I'm just gonna turn and like swing the hammer at the base of the shelf to like send it toppling over and just like try to send the rows of shelves onto him.
Roll to directly engage a threat.
Do we think my audience is watching right now?
Yes.
Sweet, I'm gonna use stage fighting. When you directly engage a threat with an audience watching, mark a condition to roll plus superior instead of danger.
Amazing.
I'm gonna mark, I already have insecure marked. I think I'm gonna mark angry feels right.
Okay.
So that's gonna be a +3.
That's a 6.
Sweet, so that's a 6, so that's another potential.
So you do it. You start knocking these over, and we see them start to fall, where like it looks like this is absolutely just going to collapse right where we know he is. And we see like the last domino shelf start to fall, and then it just stops. It's just being held up. And then we see a force like pushing it back, and it starts to topple over in the other direction. And now these shelves are coming and falling towards you. Lighthammer, what do you do?
Get out of the way. I think we're gonna try to dive and like move so the shelves are not falling on me.
Sweet. I think, yeah, considering the amount of time it's gonna take for that, you get out of the way and there's this cloud of dust. And as the dust starts to clear, you can see on the other side Pathogen. So Pathogen is pretty pale, and close up he's got like visible green veins, and his costume is the same green with like a pattern of tiny molecular structures. And he's in like his late 20s, and he is bulked up. Like he is not like the Hulk, but like he's bulked up very similar to the Hulk. And yeah, let's enter battle against a dangerous foe.
I'm the leader.
Can we get Allie like kind of popping up out of the dust near Lighthammer and just looking, going, "Oh damn, we need more jacked villains around here. This is perfect."
Does the leader have influence over every teammate?
Yep.
And Lighthammer, what is your purpose in this fight?
Take down Pathogen by putting on a really good show.
And Allie, what is your purpose in this fight?
I'm just here for a good time.
So not the same purpose.
I think this might line up. Because, like, I want to take down Pathogen. I just want to have fun doing it, which I think makes for a good show. I don't know.
I don't think so. I think that's a stretch.
It's definitely a stretch. Does anybody mistrust the leader of the team?
No, I don't think so.
You don't mistrust me? We've made so many strides. Oh my god.
I don't think I exactly trust you, but I don't mistrust you either. It's like, I wouldn't put my life in your hands, but I also like don't think you're going to turn on me. I think there's a level of like mutual, just like, you exist. I acknowledge that you exist kind of level.
That's fair.
Damn. And are you guys ill prepared or off balance?
I don't think so. I think we came in here knowing what we were doing.
I agree.
Yeah, I think that's fair. So we're at 3 team. Cool. So Allie, you have a chance to react.
I think I need a weapon. So I would reach into my back pocket and pull out a sheet of paper that has like various panels cut out and taped to it. That's just various weapons we've seen throughout Moon Harbor.
Oh my fucking god.
And I'm going to use constructs to spin to burn. And I'm going to grab me a face flail for a bit.
Oh my god. I love that.
So like we get a panel of this like sheet of panels and my hand reaches into one of the panels out the flail, which becomes like better drawn in the style of this artist as it comes out.
Yeah, like the panel that you pull it from is definitely a different style. But when you pull it out, it's in the style of this comic.
Phenomenal. I love it.
Yeah, so now you have face flail. What do you do?
I'm going to glance over at Lighthammer and be like, "Hey, I think you're the leader in this situation. What's the battle plan?"
Punch the bad guy. And I want to swing my hammer down to send a blast of sound to try to hit him.
Roll to directly engage a threat.
I don't think I'm going to use stage fighting for this one. I think I'm just going to take this as a flat roll.
Okay.
While that blast is flying down, I'd like to have like Allie running behind it, following up with it.
Are you still on top of the shelving units, or are you on the ground?
I think I'm on the ground because I think I came out in the clutter when most of them fell down.
Okay. And you got an 8, so choose one.
I'm going to create an opportunity for my allies.
Cool. So you were just trying to like knock him over, knock him down?
Yeah, he looks like he's pretty top heavy because he's very, very bulked. I'm trying to like hit him like center of his chest and like send him sprawling backwards.
Yeah, you definitely do that. And then Allie, you said you were following behind the sound wave?
Yeah, I have an idea for that opportunity if I can make it ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean it's also if you're right behind it, he's going to need time to get up. So you have that opportunity there.
Well, if I'm remembering right, Lighthammer's sound waves are like waves of sound that also have the lyrics to like Lighthammer theme song throughout them.
Yep, it is. It's got the gold. It's a gold wave, and if you look really closely, it's tiny, tiny writing of the Lighthammer theme song.
So when we get that blast flying down, I think we get panels of Allie jumping on and like surfing on the word Lighthammer on the sound wave.
Oh my fucking god.
Just with the flail raised, ready to just do a follow-up hit.
Yeah, roll to directly engage a threat.
It's an 8.
Again, choose one.
I like to impress, surprise, or frighten the opposition.
Okay, so what does your attack look like?
So the sound wave hit him and knocked him over, right?
Yeah, it knocked him into one of the shelving units behind him.
Could I knock him through the panel? So like on the page, we'd see him going through the white space, and he's just like goes to like a hole in the shelving unit, is what everyone else sees.
I love that. Yeah, I think you knock him through and he ends up in the next aisle over. We see him on the other aisle where like now there's the shelving unit between you guys again. So there's a barrier, and he is just looking so confused as he gets up, like impressed, but also just like what just happened.
Huh. Never done that before.
And then we can see this panel of you, and there's like enough space in like the boxes where we could see where he was, and now he's moved. Lighthammer, what are you doing?
I'm just going to run and attack him again. I want to run up and try to get up in the aisle behind him, and then reach through to grab him on either side of his head and do that horrible, horrible Lighthammer thing where I like send the sonic blasts like directly in through the ears.
Yeah, we see you squeeze through the shelving unit to try to get at him in this new aisle. And can you roll to directly engage a threat?
Yep. I still don't think I'm using stage fighting. I think it's giving me another flat roll. That's a 7.
Choose one.
I feel to resist or avoid his blows this time. I think that I dove through the shelving unit, slapped my hands on his head, and the effect of it is when like the look of it is when I send that blast of energy of sound wave through their like head, we see like the gold lines just cross over his eyes. And again, if you look really closely, the gold lines are made out of the Lighthammer lyrics. So like tiny gold font just like blasts across his eyes, and his eyes turn gold for a second. And then I think when he looks back, I'm no longer in the hole in that shelving unit. I'm somewhere else.
Yeah, we see this. And does he just see you not there anymore? He doesn't see which way you went?
I think so, yeah.
Cool. So we see Pathogen kind of like take a deep breath and then go charging towards the shelving unit that he had just passed through and just rush at it, and it starts to fall over. And Allie, are you underneath that?
Yeah, probably. I think I'm honestly kind of a little shocked I just threw someone else through a panel still. So I might be a bit slow to react to all this.
Cool. Yeah, I think you're going to get hit by this, so roll to take a powerful blow.
I've been rolling so well, I'm terrified. That's a 9.
Sweet. Choose one.
I'm going to give ground.
Okay. Yeah, I think what that looks like is you haven't been like super hurt, but it's definitely going to take you a bit to try to get out of this.
It's like pinned underneath.
Yeah.
Totally down. Cool.
Yeah, and then Lighthammer, where did you run off to?
Is Pathogen going to attack her now that she's pinned down?
He's definitely starting to head that way.
When he's like right on top of her, I want to appear behind him, and I want to like swing the hammer down on his head.
Roll to directly engage a threat.
And I think as I do it, I think I'm saying like, hey, don't fuck with my friends. And this time I'm using stage fighting. I'm going to mark guilty because she got hurt. That should be a +3, so that should be a 9, not an 8.
Well, still pick one.
Unless Allie wants to spend a team to help me.
I'm pretty pinned down.
Yeah, I think with the giving ground, she's not going to be able to help this time.
Oh, fair. True. Cool. So that's a 9, so I choose one.
I'm also like right in the middle of the panel. If I was pinned on the edge, I might be able to help, but in the middle, it's real tough.
I think I want to take something from him. I want to like knock him to his knees and take his footing from him.
Okay. Yeah, you knock him down, and he goes down, and like as he goes down, he turns around and he grabs onto one of your hands, and we see the same green energy starting to pass from him to you. And Lighthammer, can you roll that move for me again for when the corruption gains strength?
That's a 7.
7 and 9, choose one. And also on a hit, shift danger up and savior down.
Will do. I think I'm going to cruelly lash out at someone important to you, and they have to roll to take a powerful blow.
What do you say?
As Pathogen reaches up and grabs me by the arms, I like look over his shoulder because I don't think this is gonna hurt me because I don't know about the corruption. And I look over and I'm like, can you just fucking get up, please? Like, be useful. I thought you were all powerful or some shit.
So, Allie, I know you just did this, but can you roll to take another powerful blow?
There's that 10.
Okay, yep, on a 10 plus, choose one or two from 7 to 9 list.
I mean, it has to be lose control of my powers or self in a terrible way, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Do you have an idea for this, or do you want me to take the control?
I do not have an idea, so if you have one, roll with it.
This is on like the right page, and we see like flip through what we've established as this issue, and you turn a couple of pages, and we see like your eyes go white, and this, as the page turns, this shifts to later in the fight. So now we get an overhead shot, and this place is just fucking wrecked, and everyone looks pretty beaten up. So, Allie, you are no longer trapped underneath this shelving unit. I'm going to have you both pick a new place that you're at.
Okay.
Which a lot of the shelving units are crashed over. This place is turned into a bit of a disaster zone.
I think one of the, like a big chunk of the ceiling has broken down. And like I'm standing on a beam, like the beam is like crashed down to the ground, and I'm standing like halfway up between where it's pivoted, where it's like rotated from where it's attached to the ceiling and where it's not attached to the ceiling anymore.
Oh, perfect. And you don't remember getting here. Now all of a sudden this place is a mess. What does your reaction look like when you appear here?
I look around and I'm like, wait, what the fuck? And I kind of imagine that while I'm saying fuck, I get like hit by like a pathogen fist in the stomach.
We're gonna get back to that in a second. I want to set where Allie is.
Can I be on the top of a ladder that is on a pallet jack sliding across the floor, like holding a mop, like it's a jousting implement?
That breaks so many fucking OSHA regulations, but sure. Is anybody driving this pallet jack, or is it just there?
I think the like it's just taped down to continue forward.
Oh my god, as a GM, this is really funny, but as an electrician, I'm fucking pissed.
We at Moon Harbor Heroes do not condone the use of heavy machinery in this way. This violates many OSHA regulations. Please do not attempt this at home.
Would you like to throw in some editor's notes?
Yeah, I think like we see some editor's notes that are just like, this goes against OSHA violation. Like, there's a whole bunch of numbers. This goes against fucking several. So I think actually the next panel is just PSA. These are the regulations it breaks.
Allie walks on panel. We've had a lot of fun here today, folks, but there's something that's not fun. And that's violating OSHA regulations.
Oh my fucking god.
Are we good, editor? Are we good? Is that enough? Can I get back to my joust?
Yeah, we legally have to say it.
I know you're removing my winks in post.
Oh my god. Yeah, let's go over to Lighthammer. You get punched, and as you get punched, we see like, what color are Lighthammer's sound waves?
They're solid gold, baby.
Cool. So we see it's definitely not the sound waves, but it's like solid gold energy rushing from you and into Pathogen. And he starts to like bulk up even more. So like he does this punch and he bulks up even more and just grins and grabs you again. And I'm going to have you roll this move again.
That's an 8.
Cool. Shift danger up, savior down, and choose one.
I want to mark 2 conditions. I'm going to scroll past the pane and mark 2 conditions.
Okay. Which 2 are you marking?
The last 2 that I don't have marked.
Oh, fun. Cool. So, yeah, Lighthammer, you just got hit by Pathogen, and he started doing this like surging corruption through you. What do you do?
As it starts to surge through me, I think I like press a button on my suit, and I want my suit to just release all of the sound it can. I want to essentially like sonic blast just the rest of this building down.
Okay. Yeah. Roll to directly engage a threat.
I would love to spend a team.
How do you want to spend a team?
I would like this to be the moment my absolutely OSHA approved jousting implement rolls on the screen. And I want to jam with my mop.
Perfect. Yeah, are you like jabbing him to get him off this beam?
Yeah, yeah. I think I just like as this sound blast comes through, I'm also rolling in and just jabbing Pathogen with the mop, like in the stomach.
Yeah, I think when we saw the Lighthammer sound waves, which let me just narrate a couple of panel differences. Lighthammer's sound waves are not solid gold anymore. They're the same green that we've seen the corruption as. And Lighthammer's veins are starting to turn this green color too. And so we see these sound waves. They knock Pathogen back to like the edge of the beam. He's teetering, and then Allie comes forward and is the one to push him off the edge.
So then I choose one. I think I have to resist or avoid their blows. I think I have to not engage.
Sweet. So the panels follow Pathogen falling, and we see him hit the ground. He's definitely going to get up, but Allie, what are you doing right now?
So Lighthammer's still up on the beam?
Yes.
I'd like to yank on the rope that I've been using to control the direction of this pallet lift, or to swing by and try to grab Lighthammer and bring them down, because they're not looking great.
Are you're trying to get Lighthammer on the pallet lift with you?
Yeah, and then down to the ground.
Lighthammer, would you go along with that?
I think I get pulled against my will, like just get like ripped back. And then when I land next to her, I'm like, can you not fucking touch me, please? And like we see like my eyes have like pretty serious green around the edges of them. And I'm like shaking a little bit.
Ooh, yeah, there's a lot more going on here than I realized. You do not look good.
I think I smashed this pallet lift. I think I like take the hammer and like slam it down on the engine and just like stall it.
Are you guys like still on the way down, or are you still up in the air?
I thought I landed on the pallet lift. I thought she like pulled me over to it.
Yeah, but the pallet lift was raised up.
I think I landed like right by like the driver's seat of it. So like I landed on the lower part.
Ah, okay. Cool. And you're smashing the engine of this?
Yeah, I'm just trying to like wreck this thing. I'm angry and not doing great, and I just want to wreck shit.
I'm gonna have you roll to unleash your powers on this, because I want to see how wrong this could possibly go.
At the 5.
Cool. Yeah, so you do it. You smash this engine, and we see like the engine sparking. This thing ain't driving anywhere. It stops moving, but it had been moving forward. And so it starts to tip over. Allie, you are on, I don't know if you're on the ladder, but you are at least on a pallet jack where the ladder has fallen off and it is starting to fall. What do you do?
Is there anything soft in the room I can land on?
I think you can definitely find a box nearby that looks softish.
Cool. I think we see me like flying towards, like hurtling towards the ground. And I'm going to use my last move to go past the white space of that panel. And I land a couple panels later on that softer box.
I think, could I change that a bit?
Absolutely.
I think like you use the move and you just skip a decent amount of the fall. So the amount that you technically fall is only like 5 feet or so.
There's like 4 panels of me falling, but I break out of the first one and only do the first and last.
Oh my god, yeah, that happens on like, you start falling on the left panel and then you just fall straight down into the panel below, but there's like panels to the left or to the right of that first panel where you're supposed to be falling, but you just skip those.
Phenomenal. Okay, I love it.
And you fall, and Pathogen is right in front of you. He starts just charging straight at you. And again, he has been bulked up even further.
Yeah, that's not great. We get like a panel of me hastily flipping through a comic, and then I'm going to hold out a panel of one of the like Astron ships firing its like main laser, and I want a reality storm.
How does this look?
So we get him charging towards me. I imagine him coming from the right side of the panel, and then me from the left holding this comic, and we just get this massive green blast of energy that flies out of it.
Roll to directly engage a threat.
I'm going to use reality storm, so it's with freak.
Okay.
And I do not have enough burn to not cause unwanted collateral damage, so...
Oh, perfect.
That's an 11.
Yeah, choose 2.
I would like to create an opportunity for my ally, which hopefully is to get the hell out of the way of this giant blast if they're in the way.
I think Lighthammer is behind you and not in the way.
Okay, cool. Then I want to create an opportunity for my allies, whatever that ends up being, and I think I'm going to resist or avoid their blows.
Okay, and then collateral damage.
Yeah, because I am out of burn.
Cool. Yeah, you knock him backwards, and because he is so heavy, when he hits this wall, that starts to knock down this I-beam that you guys were previously on, and that one just absolutely starts to fall. I don't think it necessarily falls on Pathogen, but he's getting up and trying to move away from that. So, Lighthammer, you have an opportunity to attack there while he's distracted by this falling I-beam.
Yeah, I think from like far away, like across the space, I'm now standing on the wreckage of this pallet jack, and I want to just send a blast of sound wave as hard as I can to just like, I think he's near the outside wall, and I want to like send him through the wall.
Roll to directly engage.
Filled out my potential track.
Yeah, that was a 3 for the audience. Yeah, so you send this sound wave, and Allie, you're directly in the way of this. So I'm going to have you roll to take a powerful blow.
Feels right.
Yep. Lighthammer was so focused, totally missed that Allie is right in between him and Pathogen. Cool, that's an 8. Choose one.
I think I struggle past the pain. I would like it to like send me flying into a wall. And then I want to mark 2 conditions. That work?
Yep.
I am going to mark angry and afraid.
How many conditions you at?
3 now.
Sweet. This sound wave like mostly misses Pathogen, who like glances over at Allie against the wall, but turns towards Lighthammer. He starts charging towards you. Lighthammer, what do you do?
I think I want to collapse. I want to like fall down. I'm trying to trick him. I want him to think I already like am down. So he like comes over to me to gloat rather than to like attack. So like we see me swing the hammer, and then I like feign and I sway, and then I collapse into a heap. My hammer is still free. I'm going to use it in a second, but I want to try to trick him to think that I'm already down.
Okay, he slows down, and we see him like standing over you.
So that is the move. Are you watching closely?
Okay.
When you mislead, distract, or trick someone, roll plus superior. On a hit, they're fooled, at least for a moment. On a 10 plus, choose 3. On a 7 to 9, choose 2.
Cool. Go ahead and roll it.
Thank God. So I get to choose 3. I want to get an opportunity, expose a weakness or flaw, and avoid further entanglement.
Okay. So as you're lying there, we see him stand over you with like this grin on his face. And we see a panel of Lighthammer where we see the green veins have started to spread more. And we see Pathogen smirk at this, and he's just like, you're not too far off. And like we see a panel like showing his own like green veins. And he's just like, if you just let the corruption win, it's a lot more fun. Those sound patterns, they're powerful, but they could be so much stronger.
I'm having plenty of fun now, and I want to swing my hammer up right into his junk.
Oh my God. Yeah, you absolutely like have no problem doing that. And he goes down.
And then I want to stand up. I want to put my gloves on either side of his head and like look him in the eyes and be like, now you're going to tell me about the corruption, or I'm going to fry your brain and leave you here for dead as the building collapses.
I think as you do that, we see the panel where like your eyes both meet and they're the same green color.
Can Allie walk up at this point?
Yeah, absolutely.
We the panel, like the 2 of them looking, and then like Allie pops in, like, oh, right. God, I always forget that Lighthammer's from the really dark one.
There's like a couple panels where Pathogen is just groaning before he's able to answer.
Do I have to roll to provoke, or am I good?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have you roll to either provoke or pierce the mask.
I think I'm provoking. I think I want to make him tell me things rather than like, I'm not trying to find out about him. I'm trying to find out about like the bigger plan.
Okay.
Fucking hell.
That's a 5.
That was 6 potential so far in this game.
Nice. He starts laughing and he's like, I told you, it makes you stronger and just better. Why fight it?
I don't need to be stronger. And then I'm going to blast his brain with the sound wave.
Roll to directly engage a threat.
That's a 4.
Oh my God. Yeah, you do that. And he grabs your arms. And I'm going to have you roll that move again. He is trying to send more of this corruption as he's throwing you aside.
That's a 9.
Cool. So,
Danger goes up, savior goes down.
yep.
And I think I'm going to give into the corruption a little bit, and mutagen feels it. I think giving into the corruption, I said that like sound wave a little bit too intensely. And I think I probably really hurt Pathogen here.
Okay. So I need to be transparent at this point, and I'm marking a threat clock whenever you get a hit on this, because now you're at a point where there's some mechanical differences. So the corruption is starting to flip your morality. You can no longer use comfort or support. Instead, you have insult or push down. When you insult or push someone down, roll plus mundane. On a hit, your words hit them hard. They mark a condition and you shift their labels. On a 10 plus, you can clear a condition or mark potential. Yeah, and Pathogen just straight up passes out with this evil grin on his face, but he's out.
I want to turn and I want to look at Allie and be like, this is why I don't team up with fucking amateurs. Get the fuck out of my face. I'm going to use that move.
Yeah, roll plus mundane.
And I think I'm going to shove her backwards and spend our last team to push that up to a 7.
Oh my god. I love that you're just rolling with how mean I'm being to you.
So shifting your mundane up.
Yeah, I'm going to shift my mundane up, and I think I'm going to shift my savior down.
Feels right. Yeah, so on a hit, your words hit them hard, they mark a condition, and you shift their labels.
Danger up, savior down, because I see you as the reason that this fight didn't go well.
I had to mark a condition. Yeah, I'll take that shift.
How do you respond to that?
I think I've lost my smile. I've been generally a cheerfulish demeanor through this whole thing. And I've lost my smile. I'm just like, you need to get that checked out. The green and the anger. It's, I thought it'd be fun to team up, but it's informative. And I think I'm going to leave.
I think as you're walking away, I yell out, I'm like, heroing isn't supposed to be fun. It's a responsibility. Grow up. Be a fucking grown-up.
I'm going to turn and, like, I have a comic book in my hand open to, like, a panel where we can see, like, the vaguest image of, like, a door slamming shut. And I'm like, it's a comic. It's supposed to be fun. And I'd like to jump through that panel.
Yeah, you definitely do that. Does Lighthammer see that?
Yeah, but I've seen her like do stuff similar to that so far. So I think a more stable Lighthammer would probably react pretty strongly to this. I don't think I even notice right now. I'm way too emotionally charged.
Okay, so Lighthammer, you are now alone in this warehouse with an unconscious Pathogen. Who, now that he's unconscious, he's like starting to shrink down some.
I want to grab him, and then I think the last thing we see of me in this warehouse is me dragging Pathogen away, and then my other hand reaches up and turns off the camera feed.
Nice.
We see me walk out of the security room in that same like totally wrecked warehouse, just wiping blood from my hands. And like I'm covered in sweat, I'm still really green. And then I pull out a phone and I text Mike Donnelly and I'm like, hey, I need to see a doctor as soon as possible. Send. And then I think I just like collapse against the door, put my hands in my I put my head in my hands and just like cry.
Oh.
I think our next panel is Allie sitting on a park bench in the park.
Of course.
We get like a over her shoulder shot, and she has a like spiral notebook with a bunch of different like comic lines written down. So there's like Faces, Cataclysm Crew, like a bunch of ones that like we haven't seen before, like Saber Babies, and just a ridiculous amount of lines, some of them crossed off in various notes. And we see her like cross off Faces and like scribble in way too dark. Also, star plus me, I don't know.
Oh my god. At that, we see the editor's note cut across this page. Yeah, that wasn't a good team up.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Maybe a solo line?
If we get an editor's note, we'll see about that.
Moon Harbor Heroes is produced by Anthony Sheets, T.P. Huth, and Elliot Peterson, and edited by Anthony Sheets and Sean Geddes. Anthony can be found on Twitter at IcyNewYear or at IcyNewYear.com. T is a theater artist and educator in the DC area. She can be found at T.Huth Playwright on Twitter or TPHuth94 on Instagram. Elliot can be found at Elliot Elen, ELLIOTYLEN on Twitter. Sean can be found at The Crumpit, THECRUMPIT on Twitter. Moon Harbor Heroes is played using Masks: A New Generation, written by Brendan Conway and produced by Magpie Games. Our logo was designed by Beautiful Beasties. She can be found on Instagram at beastly.doodles or on Patreon at patreon.com/beautifulbeasties. The music in this issue is Black Vortex by Kevin MacLeod. This issue is GM'd by Elliot Peterson. Allie Vieira is played by Anthony Sheets. Lighthammer is played by T. Huth. If you want to get a hold of us, email us at moonharborheroes@gmail.com or find us on Twitter at moonharborcast. If you enjoyed this issue, please leave us a review on your podcatcher of choice or tell a friend. 5-star reviews and word of mouth are really the best way for us to keep bringing these stories to more people. If you'd like to support us financially, check us out at patreon.com/moonharborheroes. Supporting us there will give you access to bonus issues each month. And thank you for helping us save the world. We'll see you next issue.